Well, my name is Ethan, and I have in my possession 6 whole items. That's right, count 'em, 6 items that exemplify the story of all of us. In my opinion, that is the story of greed. First item is the sarcophagus of Sennamun. Second item is a trading ship from Phoenicia called a galloy. Third item is a coin from the reign of Emperor Constantine the Great. Fourth item is the imperial crown of the Holy Roman Empire. Fifth item is the Polish coronation sword, which I cannot pronounce. Good luck pronouncing it yourself. And finally, I have a golden llama that the Inca used in their religious sacrifices. I chose my first item because it shows how the Egyptians back in their day used wealth to persuade others to do some work for them. I chose my second item because it shows how the Phoenicians ended up doing more good for the rest of the world when they were trying to serve themselves. I chose the third item because it shows how wealth and just the basics of wealth, as in coins, can really help solidify your rule in a weird way. I chose my fourth item because it really speaks for itself, in my opinion. Like, its great crown with all the gold on it and stuff, it really shows who has the power in your country if you're wearing. I chose my fifth item because, again, it shows power. And while that sword may not have actually been used for fighting, it was really used to persuade people to follow you. I chose my final item because it really shows why the Spanish came and murdered everyone on this continent and the one below us.
Go.
Okay, so hello, I'm Anakin, and my objects in order are the Clovis Spearpoint, early writing tablets, Rhine mathematical papyrus, coin with head of Alexander, Hinton St. Mary mosaic, gold coin and the gold coin of Abd al-Malik. I wrote about how the history of mankind is a history of warfare and strife. Personally, I wish I could have included more weapons in my list of objects, but because of the rubric, I was forced to have 3 themes. I chose the Clovis Spearpoint because it's one of the weapons used by early man. I chose the early writing tablets because these tablets were the building blocks of early civilization. I chose the Rhind mathematical papyrus because mathematics could and were used by early civilization to ration food and supplies for their armies. I chose the coin of head of Alexander printed on it because the coin represents the rise of large-scale empires, with many different cultures fusing together. I chose the Hinton St. Mary mosaic for the sake of getting religion theme out of the way, and I chose the gold coin of Al Malik for the same reason as the Hinton St. Mary mosaic.
Hello, my name is Jacob, and my list of objects are the Notrek woman bones, the Clovis spear point, the Centaur and Lapith, the Roman scutum shield, the Veil of York Horde, the Triumph of Orthodoxy icon, and the Samurai sword. And I wrote that the story of all of us was the story of warfare. And the first object is the Notrek woman bones. The skeleton dates back about 10 to 11,000 years ago in Africa, kneeled down and bent over, showing that she might have been protecting something, her baby, because she was pregnant. This shows that warfare dates back a long time, like longer than that typically we think about. And the second one is the Clovis spear point from around 10,000 years ago and are found in the Americas. This may not be much about warfare, but but it was a weapon and it was used to kill animals like the large mammoth and the bison. And this was most likely a precursor to American Indian spears that they used to fight incoming like intruders like the British when they were colonizing. And the third is the Centaur and Lapith located inside the Parthenon in Athens. And it shows like a centaur, which is a half man, half human being, on top of a human Lapith showing victory over him. And a human Lapith is like a Greek soldier that fought the centaurs. And the centaur depicts like the enemy like Persia, and Lapith depicts the Greek soldiers. And the Roman scutum is a scutum shield that dates back into BC, but they updated it to protect him in the first century AD to have a better protection. And they adapted it from the shields as far back as the Greek civilization. And it was comprised of strips of bent wood so it could deflect blows of the swords. And the Viking horde was a whole bunch of silver bowls, silver coins, jewelry that was found all around Europe, Asia, and the Americas. And it was hidden because of a ruler, because of them worrying that they'd take the loot or around that. And the Triumph of Orthodoxy is the icon made. It was made because of Theodora the Empress, who legalized icons again, and and it wasn't made until like 500 years later when they were being attacked by Ottoman Turks, because like that they made it to like give like hope and confidence. And the last one was the samurai sword. It was made in Japan, and this sword was like the soul of the samurai, which means that only an elite soldier like the samurai could carry it. And they followed the Bushido code, which was with a lot of values such as courage, loyalty, and respect. And that was from.
All right, discussion.
Okay.
So, my items. How do you boys feel about my items?
They relate very closely to how you think the history of mankind is about wealth.
Good.
And also, yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. And about your topic, it can actually be like closely related to the history of warfare, since wealth also drives war.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's also pretty cool and neat.
Steal a coin from someone,
Cool
stab you in the
and
stomach.
neat. Yeah. All right, Jacob.
So what are you
how do
guys'
feel about
thoughts?
mine? On yours?
Well, my thoughts on yours, Ethan, was basically the same. Anakin just took it out of my mouth.
Yeah, I had to snatch it from you.
That's
So anyway,
gross. Better watch
what
that
do you think
first.
about me and Jacob's? Because
Jacob's and yours. It's generic, but I mean, I can't say that it's wrong. Your items are pretty good, except for the coin. I mean, that just exists because it exists. It really ties in with mine, like you said, because it's it's a coin, which is good. Got a lot of items. Can you explain the one about Saint Mary or whatever?
Saint Mary mosaic.
Yes.
Okay, so that was like, it was found in like Britain, like during how the Roman Empire expanded all the way to the British Isles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like there was a mosaic there, and like it's kind of there. I chose it because religion.
Yeah.
I need that theme, and also religion also kind of closely ties together with warfare, like I said, like with wealth.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I kind of did that.
Interesting.
Aside from, just getting the theme out of the way, that's really the only reason why I put it there, to be honest with you.
Right. Jacob.
Well, yeah. Well, what about mine? I don't.
What about Jacob's, Anakin? How do you feel
Yeah.
about his?
Jacob chose a lot of weapons.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I have a feeling he stayed very true to how he thought the history of mankind was just a history of warfare. But he could have gone into detail with other stuff as well, such as wealth, religion, the stuff.
I was gonna do the head of Alexander, but you said you were gonna do it, so I kind of like branched out a bit more.
Yeah.
It's his head.
Your items were very warfare-like. I feel like they fuel warfare, which I guess in turn fuels the force of history, I guess. But very interesting stuff. Were they all? I mean, they. Oh no, the bones. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, the bones was.
But everything else was a weapon or a shield, right?
As I recall, yeah.
I mean, you probably have the list.
Except for the centaur and lapith.
The centaur. Okay, that's that shows it. Like, isn't that the one about like, oh, he's half man, half human? Kind of shows how they're less than human and they're murderers, right?
Yeah, like how it shows like that. The centaur and lapith could basically mean that Persia was the bigger enemy, but the lapith still ended up being victorious at the end, even though it didn't show it in that specific one.